Okay. So the data types part we have went through in yesterday sessions, just like what are the data types we are having. But I will be discussing on details on top of string onwards, string, list, double set, dictionary, because those are a bit complex than that the other things, as those are containing collection of multiple objects or just like this. Let me show them one by one. Before that, I'll be going ahead with some more things, just like f string concept, some functions, mathematical functions over here, some built-in functions and method on top of string, immutability concept, typecast between different data type, list. Then I'll be moving to list and dictionary today. Okay. So let's start with f string. What is f string? So suppose in a print statement, I want my character as well as some derived field. Okay, how to show this? Let me just declare a variable, suppose v equal 6. Okay, uh, okay. So I'm just printing the statement in this way. The value of v is, so I need to pass the variable's value, not directly in hard-coded format over here. I want to I want to update v's value over here. So that is why f string is required. I can print this thing, there will be no issue. But over here, v is v. Whatever I'll be putting over here within double quotes, that will be understandable as a string, not a variable. Okay. So over here, v is a string part. The string part, it's not a variable. That is why we need to include the f string if we represent both of the things in a single character, a single string. I can also put over here, if I just put print without a quote over here, without a single quote, I'm just simply putting print v. Then you can see v's value will be printed. Okay. So without a quote, v means v is a variable over here. But I want the same thing to be printed over here within the single quote. Then we need to use f string. How to use f string? Put a f character before the quote started and put the variable name within a curly braces. Okay. So the value of v is within curly braces v. It will be calling the variable itself. Okay. Let me run this. So you can see the output. The value of v is 6. So this v means it's a variable. It's searching for the v over here and it will get the value for v equals 6 and it will replace this thing as 6 in the output. So this is the concept of f string. I'll be using the f string maybe a lot more cases in the next. So that is why I'm just telling it to you. Okay. This is, we can implement this thing in a simple print statement. After that, we can go ahead with some mathematical functions, just like absolute, round off. Let me just go ahead, binary, trigonometric function. Okay, I can just implement this thing over here. Suppose v equals 6, or let me just put something, minus 6. Okay, v equal minus 6. It's a negative man. So I'm just implementing absolute function directly on top of print statement. There'll be no issue. So print abs v. I'm printing the original v as well as print abs v. So you can see the original v's value is minus 6. The absolute function, when we are implying absolute functions on top of v, it's giving the output 6. Okay, so the particular things I have mentioned over here, it's simply some inbuilt functions. The functions are already there in the Python interpreter. Okay, and we'll be also creating some user defined functions. We can also create the functions from our side. So those functions are called User defined function, UDF. Okay, so I'm omitting this thing. So those functions we can directly call over here. Function name, within braces we need to pass the parameter. Over here, just like absolute v, I can put this thing in another variable as well, absolute v, and I can print as well. So I can call this kind of function anywhere in the program. Okay. Maybe tomorrow we'll be learning the user defined functions. There we can also create the functions by your own way, and we can implement the same thing throughout the program. Just like absolute functions, we have round of function that will be round the floating point. Let me round it. Let me took some floating point first over here. Suppose 6.4. Okay. I'm printing V as well as let me print S. S is the value after implementing round of functions on top of V. Okay. So you can see the variable V's value is 6.4 and the particular value of S is 6 because it's rounding off this thing to integer, that is 6. Okay. Trigonometric function. Okay. So trigonometric function is, it's not an inbuilt function actually. I put it over here, but it's not an inbuilt function, but we can import this trigonometric function from a separate module, separate library. Let me show you quickly. I should not be showing this thing today, but as I mentioned, trigonometric function over here. Okay. So instead of round, I'm putting sine. Okay. Sine of V. So you can see red color syntax, I mean red color thing, that is the error. You can see over here, it's an error. Okay. So if I run it over here, you can also see no sine module. Sine is not defined over here. Okay. So if we just want to run it or if we just want to trigger it with the sine, cost and trigonometric functions, then we need to import the math module. Import math. Okay. I just imported math without, I mean, instead of sine, let me put math dot sine function. Okay, now you can see this, it's not, I mean, the red color thing has been vanished. Okay. If I run it, it will be running now. So all the trigonometric functions are available in math module. It's an, we'll be learning later what is class, what libraries. So we will be checking that time how we can import it, how we can import a external library in our Python interpreter and we can utilize the same thing in our code part. Okay, as of now, just I'm showing this thing. Those are also some functions, but those are not inbuilt. Those are the functions are created with an external module called math, and in that module, we create this kind of function. Okay, so bin is binary function. I can convert the thing in binary as well. Let me put bin. Okay, so I'm printing the output in S variable. What is the issue? Float object cannot be interpreted as integer. Okay, it will only take integer value to convert it to binary, but not sure. It should be. Yes, so the binary of 6 is 110. The first 2 bit over here is 0b. It's a binary. Just like for decimal, we put the base as 10. For binary, we should put the base as 2. Over here in Python, the representation of binary is 0b. So this thing is fixed for binary and 110 is the value of 6. Okay, let me update more thing. I mean, maybe 15. Yeah, for 15, it's 4 to 1 and it's giving the thing. Okay. So those are important mathematical functions. There are lots of functions available actually. I picked up something so to show you how mathematical functions or how functions we can on top of integer and float data type, how we can impose those functions. Okay. So let's go to some built-in functions on top of functions and method as well on top of string data type. The last one we just worked on top of integer and float data type. Those are the important function. There are lots of functions available, but we picked up few of them. For string data type, we'll be keeping some more functions and method in our plate over here. Before that, let me quickly guide you with the string data type. I'm deleting this math module. For v, I'm declaring the string, suppose hello everyone. This is the string. Okay. So string is, you can also see it's collection of multiple element over here. It's not only single element, it is, there are lots of elements available over here. Okay. So you can check what is the length of v. I can just put a length function on top of it. len, length function on top of v. I can get the output in s. So the total length of this string is 14. Okay. This is the original v statement and this is the total length of this string. So len function, len is a function. So you're imposing len, within len function, I'm passing v parameter. Within v, we are passing the original string. So you're getting the string length over here. Okay. Okay, let me show you string. Okay, I can see the string's individual element by calling the index of the individual position of each alphabets. Just like, let me show you. Okay, instead of putting entire v, or let me put the thing over here. I'm putting entire v over here, means entire statement. And after that, this a's position I'm removing. And okay, how I can call, or how I can just segregate alphabets from here, you can just call in this way, v within square braces. I can call the thing with the index position of the element. It's like h is there with the index 0, e is there with the indexing 1. So till 14 we are having indexes. So this e should be 13 because we are starting from 0th element. This is 0th. So this thing should be completing in 13. Okay. As our total length is 14. So this way it will be working. So if I just print V0, it will only print H. Let me just quickly show you. I'm just printing it over here. V0 means the first element, the 0th position element. Okay. We are getting H. If I just put 1, you should be getting the E, this E. Okay. We can slice some portion of the string. How we can slice the string? Suppose let me start with the 0th element and print till 5 character. Okay. So 0, a colon, 5. So you can see hello is there. Let's put 8. Hello space EV. So we're starting with 0th position and we're printing till 8 different character. So this way, this kind of thing is called, we're splitting this thing. Okay, or you can call slicing the string by the index position. While doing the slicing, we can pass another parameter called interval parameter. So if we do not put the interval parameter, by default, it should be 1. Okay. If we put any other thing, suppose 2, what happens? Let's see. So you can see the thing has been printed with the interval of 1. So first H has been printed, E should be omitted, L is printed, this L is printed, this L is omitted, O is printed, space is omitted, E is printed. Okay, this way it's printing it. Hope this is understandable. We can change the intervals as well. So this way we can, whatever string length or how much I want to slice it, we can do the same thing over here. In SQL, whatever we can do on top of character, we can operate just like a substring operator. So I can slice it by substring functions over there. Similarly, we can do this kind of splitting up or substring kind of stuffs by this kind of index calling. It's called string slicing. Okay. Now one important concept. Suppose I want a particular alphabet to be modified. Okay. Suppose I'm updating the 0th element to X. Okay. So V 0th element is X. I'm imposing this thing. Let's see what happened. Okay. String, we received an error. What is the error? String object does not support item assignment. So you already declared this string with a particular name. After assigning some value in this string, if we just update something, so I'm just going to update 0th position to be updated by X. It's showing error because string is a immutable immutable data type. If we are doing anything, any updation in immutable data type, it will not update. So as string is a immutable data type, we cannot change anything or we cannot do item assignment in string. Okay, the same thing happens over here. So we have our name. Let us slide up immutability. So this is that particular stuffs. Like strings, we have separate variables as well. Tuple. We'll be learning tuple maybe not today's session, tomorrow session. So we can see tuple is a immutable variable. Unlike string, we have list. List is a mutable variable. We can assign any value after assigning list value. Okay, I'll be showing this thing one by one. But if there is any stuck point, still this point, any doubt from anyone? Any issue while understanding the parts? Okay, I found Mustafa joined. Hi, Mustafa. So we just started Python classes on yesterday. I think you
Hi,
were,
sir.
yeah, I think you were there for the data frames class and all, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we will be getting this thing maybe today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Thinking day after tomorrow we'll be starting the data frame classes. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, no, or you can join. There'll be no issue.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the first functions we just length function, then we'll be utilizing those kind of thing. But you can see I'm putting some dot over here. While calling any functions, we are directly call the functions, then within parenthesis, we are calling the parameter. We are passing the parameters and it's returning the value. But over here, it's a different thing. Dot some functions kind of stuffs, then the parenthesis. This is not a function. Those are called methods. So while calling a methods, It's a different syntax. How to call a method? Let me show you. So I hope everyone got to know how we can slice a string. So I'm removing this part. Okay. So I'm utilizing upper. Okay. V dot upper. So how method will be? I can impose the method. So on top of which object I'll be utilizing the particular method, I need to call this thing first. So V, I can put dot. Then the ID will be helping me what are the available methods are there on top of this V. V means a string. V means it's a string on top of the string. Which are the available methods you can see. It's printed with the M sign. Okay. Okay. You can see this thing. So I can call any one of them upper. Uh, I can directly print this thing or I can assign a variable over here and call this thing as well. Calling it over here. So here is a V. It's hello everyone. When I'm imposing upper cases, I'm using upper method over here. You can see all the string elements has been capitalized. Capitalize, we have a different method as well. So what is different between capitalize and upper? Let me show you. Capitalize. Okay, I need to use capitalize over here, not there. Or I can directly assign some variable over here and call the variable over here only. So while utilizing capitalize, I can see the first alphabet should be capital only. Okay. Suppose I'm just converting some running statements. So maybe if we get any full stop, after the full stop, the first alphabet should be capitalized. So when I'll be converting this kind of things, I can use the capitalize method there. Okay. This is how capitalize works. Then find. Find means we can find a particular, okay. When I'm just searching with any method, you can see it is giving me the hints with the self. Maybe it's a self or maybe another parameters are there as well. Let me show you. Just like for capitalize, you can see capitalize, then within bracket, it's a self keyword. Self means on top of this variable only, it should be working. I do not need to pass any other parameter. If we are mentioning self over here, I do not have to pass any other parameter. It should work on top of itself. Okay. For find, you can see it's not only self. We can pass the sub, start, end. What are these things? Let's not pass anything and run it. Let's see whether if there is any issue. Yeah, there is issue. So find takes at least one argument. So for find to run, we need to pass one parameter. So how find should use? Actually find, we can find, uh, just let me put age. Okay. Or let me cancel this thing. I can directly put it over here. So when I'm utilizing find and passing an alphabet over here, it will be searching which index position it is having. And it's getting, it's returning the 0. Means H is there at the 0th position of this string. Okay. I hope you get it. So we can also control, suppose we have multiple L, E available over here. There are other parameters on top of find. So start, end, we can also put which string to start, where to end. Based on that, it should be giving the index on top of the starting position. Okay. We have replace, we can replace with an existing H with any other. Okay, but it will not replace the same V. I need to create a separate string. Okay, we are utilizing this thing, but it's not updating the same string. It will be updating in another string, in a separate string, because string is a immutable data type. Okay, I hope the string concept is clear. I'm moving to the next topic, which is called list. Okay, immutability I just mentioned. Some of the data types are mutable, some of the data types are immutable. Okay, especially when we are learning the array kind of data type. Just like string we learned, while learning the string, we just seen, we have just, checked over here, the string we cannot do item assignment during runtime. Similarly, when we'll be learning list, you can see we can assign element there. So based on the flexibilities, we can operate the data type, we can choose the data type accordingly. Okay. The next topic we'll be learning typecast. Typecast, we can just like change the type, data type. Okay, let me show you. Suppose let me okay, v equal 3, v equal 5. The same thing I can call as well. v1 equal 5. I'm putting it within a quote. Okay, print v1. So both of the thing is 5, but let me print the data type as well. Okay, so the first one is an integer and the second one is a string, because I have declared this thing over here in this way. But suppose I want to convert this thing as integer. So we can impose that particular function int over here. Just like while printing this v1, I can convert this thing here on top of this. Suppose I need to put int. Int is a function imposing on top of this v1. Okay, I'm imposing it over here. Then you can see both of the values in integer format. So this way we can convert. Suppose we have a different one, s. For s, I cannot convert it. The particular object that on top of which I'm imposing that particular integer float. So that thing should be feasible. For s, I cannot convert it into integer. Okay, invalid literal for integer with base 10 for s. Okay, that is why it's throwing the error. Okay, so the next topic. Hope this is understandable. Okay, I have a good example. The previous classes I also showed this thing. I'll be showing another one. Suppose I'll be taking input some integer value from a particular, scanning part. Just like, let me show you. Suppose I'll be getting some input value from any user, and I'll be adding 5 with it and giving and printing it back. Okay. So while scanning input from any user, how to do it? Input, enter a number, putting colon and space. Okay. I'm just, whatever number I'll be getting from the user, I'll be getting it within the variable called x. Okay, sorry, I was so x equal input, enter a number. Input is a function which should be scanning input from user. Then I'm adding x with another. Suppose declaring another variable v, where I'm adding x with 5. Okay. I'm printing the output now. Just like I'm using a f string, the addition value is, I can pass the thing v over here. I need to pass the f string f. Okay. So this is a simple code. Let me run this code. Enter a number. I'm passing 5, or let me pass 10. Entering it, I'm getting an error. What is the error? Over here, it's not able to add x plus 5. What is the reason behind that? X plus 5 is very simple. So while utilizing this input function, whatever things we are getting from the user, that thing is string data type. Let me see the data type of x over here. Enter a number. Let me put 10 again. So you can see the class is string. Till this thing, it's fine. So whatever data I'm getting, it's a string data type. So I'm doing an arithmetic operation with 10. 10 is a string. It's not an integer. Now it's been calculated as a string data type. It is not an integer. That is why when I'm doing 10 plus 5, it's throwing the error. Okay. So what I should have to do? I need to convert this, whatever I'm receiving over here, I need to convert it into integer first, then I need to perform this kind of steps. So let me convert it first. I can convert on top of this. I'm receiving the input and I'm imposing the int function over here. I can convert it over here, or I can convert. Okay, let me convert it over here. Okay, or I can also impose this thing over here on top of this x. Okay, let me run this. Now you can see the class is integer for x because I'm utilizing the int function on top of this scanning part. And now you can see the addition is completed successfully. I'm converting the 10 from character or string data type to integer. Then it's doing the addition 10 plus 5, 15, and we are getting the output over here. So this is the utilizing of typecast variable and typecast function. Can do this thing on top of any other data type, string, integer, float. We can do this thing for list, tuple as well. We can convert from list to tuple. We can do this thing. So to which data type we want to convert it, we can get, we have to put the functions on top of this. Okay, let's learn list data type. Okay, how a list can be declared? Suppose L is a list, L equal within square bracket. So this way you can declare list. We need to put a square bracket. Within that bracket, we can put all the elements of the list with a comma separator. Okay, this is a list. Can print the list. We can also print the data type of the list just to be assured on top of this. Okay, so it's printing the list in the print statement, and we can also see the class of this list. I mean, this variable is list. Okay, I hope you got it. Okay, now while declaring the list, it can be heterogeneous element as well. I put all the things as integer. I can update this thing in just like 1, 2.1, it's a floating data type. I can put some character. Hello. Okay, I can put boolean. Okay, this way we can declare this thing. Let me run it. Whether it's successfully running or not, let's see it. Yes. So a list can be composition of heterogeneous elements. Okay. Okay. We can call individual element by the position. So the similar kind of string position, whatever you have learned during string, the first element is the 0th element. The second one is the first element. This way, it is also getting represented over here. Just like, let me print L0th position. It should be returning this one. L1 is 2.1. Okay, so this way we can call individual element with its index position in a list. We can do the slicing part as well. Slicing of the list. It's similar whatever we have learned during string data type. The similar kind of thing we can see in list data type. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat it. Okay, let me just quickly show this thing. Suppose I want to print from 0th position to 3. I'm not putting any interval. Okay, it's printing 1, 2.1. Hello. Not true. I can put the interval as well. So it's exactly similar how we are operating this thing in string data type. So I'm not going in detail for the string slicing part. What is the next topic? Mutability. Okay. String is a, string is a immutable data type. So we cannot mutate the data type during runtime. We already checked that thing. Let's try the same thing for list. So I'm assigning some value, maybe in the 0th position. Instead of 1, I want a different, suppose T. I'm putting T over here. L0th position should be T. Okay. Let me print this. This thing is no more required. I commented out this line. Commented out means that thing will not be executed during the runtime. I'm putting a hash before the line. So after assigning T, I'm going to run it and you can see it's really modified. So the 0th position has been updated with the T. Okay. So this is how we can do item assignment in list, which was not possible during the string. So few data types are mutable, few are immutable. As I mentioned, we'll be learning tuple in tomorrow's session, maybe on tomorrow, yes. So when we'll be learning tuple, we can also see that tuple is same just like string. Okay, tuple and lists content and characteristics are quite same, except tuple is a immutable data type and list is a mutable data type. This is the main difference. That is why on top of this mutability and immutability, whatever methods and functions are utilized on top of list, that all the things will not be useful for tuple. Okay, we'll be learning tuple in details. Maybe, yeah, on tomorrow only. So let's focus on top of list. We learned mutability. We just updated one particular thing. On top of, as that particular list is having mutability, a mutation in nature, we can impose lots of methods on top of list. Okay, let me show you. Okay, I'm deleting this statement. Suppose on top of L, I'm imposing append method. There are lots of methods available on top of L. L is a list. I'm putting L dot. I can see all those things which are starting with M. Those are methods. Okay. Okay. Let's use append. So the particular parameter I need to pass it self. Self means it will be working on top of own. I do not have to pass anything for self. Why we are using self keyword? We'll be learning during class. When we'll be learning class, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow at the beginning time. So there we'll be learning why we need to put self. So append and let's put something, some value. So I'm passing suppose 40. Okay. I'm assigning this thing. I'm declaring another string. Another list L1. And after appending, I'm expecting that the output should be stored in L1. I'm also printing L1. But here will be a trick. I'm going to run this thing. Yes. So you can see I'm going to append 40 over here. I'm printing L. And you can see the thing has been appended in the same string. Same list L. Okay. But when I'm printing L1, you can see there is nothing. It's a blank list. So that implies whatever method I'll be imposing on top of this, it will be operating on top of that list only. So that is why it's mutable in nature. So whatever method I'll be imposing, that should be working on top of that list. I do not have to maintain this thing in another way. Or the same thing what I was doing in the other data types, I was also doing this thing. This is same actually. This means I'm creating another list and passing it over here. Okay, so you can see this is 0 means this is nothing. No entry is there for this list. But for this statement, the 40 is getting appended and we are getting the result. Append means an element should be appended at the end. Okay. Okay. Instead of append, we can use insert, pop, count. Those are different methods available. Let me should just go through one by one quickly. Okay, let me use insert. With insert, self is there. With index and object is the mandatory fields. So I need to mention a index. So append means I need to just put the particular element. So the particular element will be appended at the end of the list. But if we use insert, what it will be doing? Insert on it will be inserting this particular element in a particular position. Suppose I'm putting 5, means in fifth position it will be inserted. Let me put 2. In second position it will be inserted, or second index. Sorry, second index and second position is a different over here. Let me just pass something. Suppose morning. I'm passing a keyword, a string in this way. Let me print it. This is an absurd one. This one I'm just commenting out on the execution. So you can see the second position means second index. That means 0, first, second. It's morning. Instead of hello, the particular element has been inserted over here in this position. Okay. So this is how insert should work. Pop. Pop means popping out the element. Push and pop, we know push means just like insert append, and pop. Okay, with pop I can mention a particular index. Suppose 1. Index number 1 will be popping out. Okay, so 2 point was has been popped out. Over here I can assign the value to get it. What things has been popped. So this thing can be passed over here. I can just print this thing over here. Let's see the output. So what? Let's just give me some second. Let me update 2.1. It should be returning 2.1 only. It's returning hello pop 1. First position is 2.1. Let me try any other thing. 4. It's 2.1. Okay. So after popping up, it's giving me the output. And now I get it. Okay. No issue. So we can do one thing. So during popping up, we can assign the variable over here in this position. Then I can get the thing. So I'm popping up the first thing over here. After that, I'm again calling this method. So I'm popping it up. I can do one thing over here, assigning some value. Suppose a is equal this. I'm passing s. Okay. Let me remove 4 from here. So it's popping up in that position as well as this variable s is capturing the popped out element, which is 2.1. Now it's working fine. Okay. This is how it should work. Count. How count works? Count, it will be count the number of just like number of element in the string. Suppose I will be counting 2.1. Okay. So 2.1 is present. The presence of 2.1 is 1. That is why I'm putting this thing. I'm just putting 2.1 again in another element. it will be returning 2. Okay, that's it. So it will be returning a single result. So that is why it is not impacting anything inside the same list. You can see the list is unchanged over here. It's just returning the value to this variable and we are getting the output in this variable. So there is no change in the list. So count is not changing the existing list. Okay, I hope that is understandable. Short. Short means we can short the entire list. But if I just impose short over here, it should be throwing error. What should be the error? Okay, I think short will work without those parameters are not the parameter. I mean, not the mandatory one. So we can just pass short. Now the error is over here we are having heterogeneous elements. So it's not understandable. Just like we have string, we have boolean, we have float. So it's not understandable the proper sorting. So I need to go ahead with the homogeneous element over here. Just like 1, 5, 6, 2. Okay, in this way. If I sort it now, it should work. Okay, after imposing sort, it is updating the entire list and it is giving us the output 1, 2, 3, 3, 5, 6, 8. So this output is fine. It is not storing anything on top of this. So I can simply calling this one. The similar thing of what we have understand during append, insert. It's while imposing those method, it's updating the the same list itself. Okay, hope this is understandable. For list, we have another methods as well. Just simply put L and put a dot. We have lots of methods. I have just gone through it, the important thing. Uh, Based on the naming convention as well, you should be having some ideas. Just like what do we mean that reverse? It will be reversing. Similar kind of sorting part. Remove. It will remove a particular value. Okay. So clear. Clear means it will clear the entire list. All the elements from the list. Moving to the next topic, dictionary. This should be our last topic for today. Okay. So what is a dictionary? It's another data type. It's very, very important data type. So if you can quickly remember, during learning string and list, we are calling each of the element by its index position. I hope you can recall it. Suppose R equal. Okay, R is a variable. Oh, let me declare with V only, not R. Okay, while declaring any dictionary, we need to declare it within a curly braces. Okay, and always dictionary for dictionary will not be calling any value by its index anymore because each of the value should be assigning with a key. Okay, so each element of a dictionary should be having two things. One is key, another one is value. So in dictionary, the elements are getting stored in key value pair. Okay, we cannot call the element by its index anymore. We can call the element by their keys. Okay, let me show you this thing. Suppose 1. So this is key, 1 is a key. I'm passing 42 or 40. Yeah, this one. 42 is a variable. 42 is the value. For 2, 48. 3, 80. So the first one is the key, second one is the value. So this way the dictionary can be declared. print V. I'm also typing the data type of V. Dictionary, the short form is dict, D-I-C-T. You can get the output of V by this way. Let's call, as I mentioned, the index position will not be working over here. I can directly calling with the key. Suppose 2. 2 is a key over here. Okay. So when I'm calling 2, I'm getting output 48. Means the same thing. Whatever we have done for string, we are calling with the index. Over here, we are calling with this one. I hope this is understandable. Moving to the next topic. Okay, next means dictionary. We can have some more things. Okay, one more important thing. So during declaration of the key value pair, the key should be very fixed in nature. So when we are assigning any keys to anyone, the keys cannot be modified. But the value can be modified during any coding part. Okay. So that is why dictionary is also a heterogeneous element, but we cannot use any data type which is mutable in nature in key portion. We can use any data type at the value portion, but in the key portion, we cannot declare a mutable data type. Let me show you with a quick example. Suppose 380. I'm passing another, a heterogeneous element just like suppose A 45. Okay. It will also run. There'll be no issue. Okay. Instead of A, I'm passing a list. Suppose the list is 1, 2, 3 in this way. 1, 2, 3 is a key over here. I'm passing it. It will be throwing error because unshapeable key is there, which is a list, and it will not accept this kind of mutable data type. I'm simply using a tuple just for today. We did not know what is tuple. For tuple, as of now, you can know the same thing as list, but the square bracket instead of square bracket, I'm using this bracket, first parenthesis. Okay, this is a tuple. Tuple is immutable in nature, so it will be working over here without any error. Okay, but for value position, I can use mutable data type. There will be no issue. Okay, so you can get the output over here. So this is the important properties of dictionary. Just have a quick recall on this thing, and we can call it the methods. Let me just show few methods. We on top of V, I can just put items just like this one. I'm doing printing on top of this. So when I'm doing item, it is just giving me the key value separately within a tuple in this manner. 1, 42, 2, 48 in this manner. Okay. I can only choose the index. It will be giving the index. Let me just put V dot values. Values should be only passing the values 42, 48, 80, this one. Keys are 1, 2, 3 in this manner. We can print the keys as well. Let me just show one by one quickly. Dictionary keys. So 1, 2, 3 and this tuple 1, 2, 3. And if I just pass value, it will be passing the values. Okay. Hope you can get it. So those are the important topic on top of dictionary. So we are learning all those basic data type because during our data classes, when we'll be learning Python as a database engineering tool, there we can utilize this kind of list dictionary uh, in our, while doing any kind of data frame operations and all, we can utilize this thing. So, uh, so that is why I'm showing this thing so that you all can learn this thing and we can implement the same thing in the higher phase. Okay. Any stuck point, any doubt from anyone so far? No issue from anyone? Okay. Okay, then I hope that is understandable. Let's connect tomorrow with some more insights. Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow should be the basics part of Python. After that, we will be moving to the data engineering on top of Python. How we can create data frames and all. We'll be learning after that. Okay, then. Thanks everyone for joining the session. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir, we are not getting the recorded sessions.
Till which part you received it?
Till 7, class 7. Like
Class 7.
7.
Okay, so all the SQL class is also not there, correct?
Yes, not it's not there.
Okay, I provided all the things except the last one. Yesterday's one. So can you please post the thing in the group? So who is responsible for uploading this thing in the channel? He will be doing that thing because I have sent everything to that particular person.
Okay.
Let me quickly check it. It's already there actually.